Okay, so welcome to the session. So this is, as I said, part of the series of 4. And today we are going to, you're actually going to do some work on yourself. So it's going to be more of you doing some work and exercise, and then to work around what comes out in the exercise. So it's a lot to do because you're going to go inside. There is no way that outside we can say what is your unique gift, only you know. So this is why we'll get into an exercise, and of course we will do it through a meditation, and then we will conclude with a tuning fork, and then we'll come back to Q&A. So let's get into the work, which is very quick, quite quick. So universe has given you your unique gifts, and actually it's your job to share those gifts with the universe. So you got them when you came in, when you decided to come into the world, you came with your gifts. But the fact that you may not know them or understand them doesn't mean that the universe is not waiting for you to bring them to it. So everyone has a unique gift, something that is just undeniably you and is precisely useful to those around you. So actually those gifts are for you, but also for anybody that either is present in your life now or that will come into your life as part of your journey. But that gift is actually for them as well. Now, most people never find their own unique gifts, either because they don't realize they have one, or they don't believe they have one, or they haven't attempted to find it, or they don't recognize when it is staring right in their face. And you can have one or all of them, which means that you do not realize that you have a gift. You don't believe in it. Maybe you do realize, but then you kind of just walk yourself out of it, saying, well, this is not me. How can I have this, etc. So it feels like it's too much ego. If I talk about that, so you walk away from it. Or you have not attempted to find one, and today we'll try and do some attempt there. Or actually you are looking at it, you are living with it, but you don't see it, you don't recognize it. Okay. So what we'll try to do today is to kind of see if we can just step a bit into you and understanding your gift. Okay. Now, the thing is that how much time do you actually spend learning about yourself, discovering your unique contribution to this world? And we all have it. Each one, everyone has something which is unique about us. Our life from the time we were born, from the time that we were conceived to the present moment, has all the elements of bringing this gift in you. Pain seems to be the biggest challenge. That's why trauma is always regarded as a challenge. But in the trauma, in the pain, when you overcome it, lies a gift. And we need to get to know ourselves because most of us don't take the time to do so. Or we actually take an easier approach and say, well, there's nothing unique about me. So we kind of simplify it by saying, well, I I'm somebody normal. The people outside, like reference to anybody like the big, uh, either the gurus or the people that have been that are looked upon. Well, they had unique gifts, so we could look at them. But me, no, I don't have them. But the fact is that we all have our unique gifts. And the key point is, are you asking the right question to yourself? So what we are going to do is go and do a bit of exercise. That's why I said today is about much more about you doing work on yourself than than other times. Okay, and so a kind of classical way of of how do you find your unique gift. So what's coming in the way? Because you have that uniqueness. Your life experiences has elements of that uniqueness, but you are not looking at it from that point of view. And why? What is holding you back? So what we'll do is we'll start a classical way by saying, well, what do you think about yourself? Because there is something you think about yourself, right? You do have thoughts about yourself, and I will ask you to list them, okay? And I will ask you to just prioritize few of them. Okay, saying, well, I think these are things I say to myself most often, and with no judgment. I'm not asking you to say this is good or bad, but this is what I say to myself. And then what I will do is I will make you connect to each of them, and I will make you go inside and understand why do you say that to yourself so often? What is there in there that making you say that for yourself so often? Understand the intention and the fears because it's mostly driven from fears. Okay. And once you understand them, then I will ask you to connect to what is holding you back. So deepen a bit of understanding and then go and look for your unique gift, which is there. And the fact that you are coming here, I mean, many of you show up and some of you will listen to the recording, is that you are here because you want to heal your life. You are not here for fun. This is not a fun place. This place which is tough, difficult. You go through very difficult things about yourself. So you are here because you want to heal your life. And as you heal your life, what are the gifts you're picking up as well? So we'll get in touch with both of them and continue to work on every perception of yourself. Because what that does is it brings you an understanding of who you are, why this happened to me. And as you deepen that understanding, you start to understand the gifts. Because gifts are nothing but an outcome of either an experience or something you already knew that you had, but you could not recognize it because it was too dangerous, it was not easy, and or it was looked down or whatever. Everything that anybody else would have said to you. So as you go through that, it starts to show up, and that makes you understand your gifts, the uniqueness that you have. And so we'll recursive it a couple of times and see what comes out. So there's a lot of writing, so just keep pen and paper ready because you're going to do some work for yourself. And if you have any comments or anything, just do not hesitate to write in the chat. Okay, so what I want you to do is now, based on everything that you have heard till now, I want you to write 3 things that you say about yourself every day, most often. Linked to your relationship, linked to your career, linked to your finance, linked to your health, linked to your spirituality, linked to anything about you. Something you see, you find yourself saying every day, as if it's a fact for you. And it can be a wish. It can be, this is who I am. I just put some examples, but it's not the point. I think you will know what you have to look for. And it's something that sometimes keeps you awake as well. It gets you worried. It gets you stressed. It keeps you feeling stuck in life. Okay. So take a moment and write down 3, at least 3. You can write 5 if you want, 6, and you can repeat this exercise. But just write 3 things you say about yourself most often and write them down as sentences. Okay, so you got it. Now what we are going to do is we are going to take each of them. So just look at them. Of course, you can keep the paper in front of them, write them 1, 2, 3, and we are going to work with each of them, each of that sentence. Now, what we will do is the following. We'll go through the process and I will repeat it with you. So just become comfortable. Just feel that you are in a place, you're sitting in a very comfortable place. And stay connected to your breathing. Breathing in and out of your heart. Don't change the breathing pattern, just observe how the breath is coming into your body and leaving. And just do a quick scan from your feet to your head, going through your feet, your legs, your knees, your thighs, your hips, your belly, your chest area, your shoulders, your head, and looking for any sensation that you feel there. And just continue to focus on your breathing. And invite every part of you to be here in the present moment. And you can invite any resources that are needed to help you in this process. Now to continue to breathe into your heart. And if you want, you can open your eyes and look at the first sentence that you wrote. As what is this thing that you find yourself saying often? Just read it out in your mind. This is something you often say to yourself. Now as you repeat it now, this sentence, just notice any sensations you feel in your body or around your body. And notice where do you feel this sensation? Physically, in your body or around your body. And just continue to breathe wherever this location is in your body. Just breathe into that place, into that area, and see if you can check how do you feel towards this sensation that you feel in your body, around your body. Just notice how you feel. You may feel frustrated, you may feel angry, you may feel afraid of it, or you may have some compassion. You don't have to judge. So if there's a judgment part which is coming up and wants to tell you, well, this is good, this is not good, just let the judgment part to step back. And I just want you to observe how you feel towards it. And just see if you can go to a place of curiosity. Let me try and understand what's going on there. So be curious like that. Just be curious. If I understand, I may interpret it differently, and it would make some meaning for me. See if you can get curious to know more about this sensation that you feel in your body. And take a moment to become curious. If you're already compassionate about what you saw, what you feel, what you sense, then it's okay. Otherwise, see if you can go to a place of curiosity. You want to discover what is going on there. So if you could go to that place of curiosity towards this sensation, now ask to this, whatever is the sensation you feel, you can ask few questions and stay in a place of curiosity or compassion if possible, and listen to the answers when you ask the question. It's going to talk to you. So the first question you can ask it, what you want me to know about yourself, and see what it answers. What do you want me to tell me about yourself? It may reveal something about where it comes from, or it may not. So you can ask a question. Where do you come from? Where does a thought come from? And see where it takes you. And still connected to this location where you felt the sensation, and ask it, where does it all come from? Did it come from this lifetime and experience, or it came from something that you may have heard from your parents, from your grandparents, from a teacher? So ask, where does it all come from? And notice what you hear. Now ask a question. What kind of intention do you have for me? What kind of intention do you have for me? This is a question you're asking to the sensation that you feel in or around your body. Mm. Where does it come from? From parents, from grandparents, from experience in this life, from teachers? Now ask what kind of impact it has created in my life. For me or for people around me. So see if it makes sense for you what you heard about the impact in your life. And notice how you feel towards it. If you feel frustrated, not happy or content, just see if you can still go to the place of curiosity. That I'm here discovering my parts. I'm discovering what happened, what brings all those thoughts into my present moment. So you're in a discovery mode. So stay curious. Now ask it, what are your fears? What are you afraid would happen? And see if it makes sense what you are hearing. And ask some more detail about the fears. Ask what happens then? What are you really afraid would happen? Stay curious and if possible a bit compassionate when you ask this question. You can ask, since when are these thoughts in my system? Since when are you doing this for me? It'll tell you an age. And you can even ask what was going on then that made this happen. And as you get deeper understanding of when it all started, see if you can now make some meaning of it. Deeper understanding of how it all started. What do you say about it every day? Where it comes from and how you feel towards it. And now ask a question. What needs to happen for you to turn into a gift for my life? What needs to happen for this to turn into a gift for my life and for all the people around me? And let it respond. And take note of these gifts. And thank for letting you know, to bring it to your awareness. And thank it for letting you know what needs to happen for it to turn into a gift. So the actions for you. Now continue to breathe into your heart and look at those other two statements that you've written and commit to yourself that you will do this exercise with those other statements and more statements that could come across. And every time there is something that you say to yourself, or you find yourself saying too often, you're going to go deep inside, understand what you say to yourself often, how it makes you feel, where it comes from, what are the fears, and continue to repeat till you have in your hand your gifts, the gifts you which are unique to you. Let all your experiences, all the difficult time that you faced in the past, or you may be facing in the present moment, are all here to bring you your unique gift. And you commit to yourself to work on it, because those gifts are beyond you. They are for the left of you and for the right of you, for the person on your left and for the person on your right. Those gifts are for the family that you're part of, or for the society thank your system for participating with you, knowing that you will come back. And when it feels ready, you can start to come back to be in the present moment and to note if you haven't noted anything. Now stay with that, and while I prepare for the tuning forks. Okay, so we are going to begin. And in this session, what we are going to do is to open do two, let's call it vortex. So one below your feet and one on top of your head, two centers. And first we'll open them using tuning forks, using breathing. And once we have done that, then based on what you have been working now, we'll go to the place where in your system it needs to be worked today to release whatever is coming up for you to release. So the way you can do is you can sit in a comfortable position. You can lie down if you want to, and just remind yourself of why you are here. And I'm going to breathe with you. So you will take a breath with your nose, and when you breathe out with your mouth. Okay, and so you will follow with me, and I will start by opening the center below the feet, and then I will open the one above the head. And if something comes up, I will tell you, and then you just breathe with me and release. Here we go. So take a breath. There's a lot coming in the heart. Take a breath. Take in another breath. So I'm pointing to the bottom of your feet and moving the sound through your backbone into the top of the head, so opening that whole channel. And wherever it gets stuck, we're opening it with our breath. So there's a lot of heaviness in the heart still. So take a breath. Okay, take a breath. I'm going to ground you now, connect you to Mother Earth. I'm going to go to the top of the head and open the channel from the top towards the feet. going from the top of your head into your backbone and through your feet into Mother Earth. Still stuck in heart. Okay, so that moved. Take a breath. So I'm now going to check which center is needing you would like to work today. And so I'm going to run a pendulum. And whichever center comes up will work there today. So it's root, sacral, no. Solar plexus, no. Yeah, it says heart chakra. Not throat, not third eye, etc. Yeah. Yeah, it wants to work still on the heart on the left side. So we'll start from your birth, or before birth, conception, and go inside. And this is again a lot to do with sadness, grief, loss, depression. And it's about giving, receiving love. So much more about, and forgiveness. So see whatever comes up for you as we go from the point of your conception to the present moment. So I'll go through years, and every time something comes up, I will tell you. So we start from your conception. Okay. Immediately into heart. So see if you're holding something there. Whatever you're holding, bring it up. About you coming into this world. There's a lot of strong distortion, which means a lot going on there. So take a breath. So stay with that. I will use another tuning fork to try and release it. So and whatever image you see or thoughts you have, just send light to it and breathe. So it moved. So now it's at birth. Actually, just before birth, 1 month before birth. So a lot in your stomach, a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety. Stay with it, whatever it brings to you, into your awareness. Whatever is coming up for you, just send or breath. Okay, so now you're at birth. Okay, 5-year-old. Anything that comes up. About 12 years old. See wherever it takes you. $25-year-old. Take a breath. And as you breathe, it clears. 30-year-old. About 7 years ago, 5 to 7 years ago. Something happened 5 years ago. Just recently, or maybe you're going through now, something going through now, in this moment. What came into your awareness in the exercise? Bring it up and release. Okay, so we are going to release now from the heart. I'm going to wrap it up so that it continues to work in your body for the next 48 hours. Now relax.